After 1 year back in the UK, you've guessed it, I'm back. The second time that I returned to Senegal in 2016 after completing my university internship and architecture firm in Dakar. I remember I made a blog post called I Couldn't Stay Away. Well, I guess the same applies. I couldn't stay away. There is a comfort I can't explain when I am here. I'll do my best to explain it, and by all means, I'm not trying to romanticize Africa. Although, side note, romanticizing African countries is a beautiful hashtag created by Namuna L. It is worth checking out. In good old British style, let me start with the weather. In Sierra Leone, the average day is 30 degrees. I love the sun and the sun loves me. If there was a picture dictionary for phrases, by the phrase child of the sun, there would be a photograph of me. I'm 100% sure. My skin glows in the African heat. I'm not constantly itching my limbs. I'm reminded that I have eczema-prone skin, the same way I was reminded during my year back in the UK. I really suffered, but that is a video for another day. The water is softer, the food is organic, the pace of life is slower, but I don't think this is a bad thing. I think the pandemic taught us all how to step back and embrace slower living more. That being said, one of my favorite elements of living in the African continent, well, let me say West Africa, as I'm talking from my own personal experience and I have only ever lived in Senegal and Sierra Leone. I love the community spirit. I love that greeting a fellow human being, even if you do not know them, is the norm. I like that a stranger is likely to help me if I'm in need of help, and stranger danger is not the first thought that comes to my mind when speaking to someone that I do not know. All in moderation, of course, and you have to be cautious. But I'll be honest, I don't have those negative thoughts, as my experience has always been the opposite when speaking to new people. Positive and pleasant. I like the street sounds. I like the hustle and bustle, people sharing their stories and current dilemmas on public transport. It's a massive difference to the culture of public transport in places such as London. You only ever hear noise from the drunk group of friends on a big night out over the weekend. I say all of this to say, I guess I just got accustomed to the African lifestyle, which is what happens over time. When I was back in the UK, something just didn't feel right. It was almost as if I was forcing my situation being back in the UK. There were times where I sometimes felt isolated. Was this a reverse culture shock that I was experiencing? I'm not sure, but it was a reminder that I have spent the majority of my 20s in West Africa. In 2022, I started hosting group travel trips by the name of Tells Trips. Tells is not my surname, by the way. It is an acronym for Travel, Explore, Live and Learn. An acronym I, myself and others, yourself included, to participate in more of the Tells acronym. Since hosting these trips across Africa, I have seen firsthand how impactful and life-changing they can be. I enjoy curating experiences and showcasing Mama Africa. Maybe bringing people to see the African continent is my God-given purpose, because I've never felt so far away from my purpose whilst I was no longer living in Africa. But the good thing is that the time away gave me clarity on where I want to be, where I envision myself in the future, and what is the future. Africa. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. Introductions are usually made at the beginning, but we are at the end, so better late than never. My name is Yasmin, also known as YASMIN TELLS online. I'm a curator, creating experiences, stories, photography, and spaces in Africa, living in my purpose. If you would like to experience a Tells trip, sign up below. Subscribe to the newsletter or this channel, or both. Bye.